Hey there guys, this is Alrighty with Good Guys Gear, and today we're out playing with the M85 a little bit. If you watched the tabletop review on it, then you know that I was looking to do some upgrades on it to kind of close the gap between my sidearm and my M1A, because, you know, pistol to heavy battle rifle is a pretty wide open space to fill up. And this was more than a pistol, but it was definitely, you know, more than your standard sidearm, but it was also not nearly in the middle of the gap between those two weapons. And so one of the things that I've been really interested in doing to it for a long time is adding an arm brace. This one is the CAC Industries Shockwave 2.0, and it's really nice. Before we get into this too much, I just want to point out that currently the ATF will allow you to shoulder an arm brace. They do not consider it to be altering the configuration of the weapon or turning it into a Class 3 SBR simply by putting the arm brace up to your shoulder. If you have one of these guys, or anything like this where the ATF has gone back and forth on it before, watch your laws, stay out of prison, and make sure that you don't put one of these things up to your shoulders during a period of time that the ATF says it's not okay, because they've said it was okay and then not okay and now it's okay again. So keep up on your laws. But anyway, as far as this brace itself, there are a couple things about it that I like a lot more than the original Shockwave. I've held a couple pistols that had Shockwaves on them in gun stores, and they were all the 1.0. And there are three things that I really like about this better. First off, instead of a thumb screw on the bottom to adjust the length of pull, you've got this little clip lever here, and it just makes it a lot quicker, and I feel like more, you know, more ergonomic or whatever. So really like that upgrade over the original, and for that fact alone, I'm glad that I waited until the 2.0 came out, because I know if I had a 1.0 when this one came out, I'd want one of these. The other thing is that the 2.0 receiver extension does have the anti-rotation rib on the bottom of it. The originals, if I'm not mistaken, were just a round receiver extension with divots in the bottom that thumb screw would go up into. And so that's all that stopped your length of pull from changing or the brace from rotating on the receiver extension. So again, that's a lot stouter than the original. And then the last thing that's not quite as big of a deal, but still something that I really like, is that the blade itself is not nearly as tall. The original was 1.5 inches or 2 inches taller than this and just a lot more bulky. So I like that they kind of sleeked it up a little bit and made some ergonomic upgrades to it. So anyhow, we've got some steel plates set up here at about 50 yards. I'm gonna run at them a little bit. If you watched our AK video, then you get a pretty good idea that 50 yards was about it, unless you really got rested in. So just offhand, I'm going to see if I can make some pretty good hits over here relatively quick, and then I'll hand it over to Kickstand, because he's our licensed AK operator. As you can see with that arm brace on there, way easier at any extended range. Originally, you know, if you watch the other videos, I just stretch the gun out against the sling like that. Helps a whole lot in comparison to just the naked gun, but having the brace on there just makes worlds of difference. So anyhow, here I'm gonna unsaddle here real quick and let our AK guy run it. Which, guys, we already have run this thing some today, just getting warmed up on it. And Kickstand likes the way my cack feels on his face.
It's pretty magnificent.
It is. It's a nice cack.
Yeah.
Industries Shockwave blade.
It's sleek, hard, but right now it's just a little bit too long for me. I can't take it like that, so I'm just gonna...
He likes the cack shorter.
I do. Fits me better.
Yeah.
Anyway, y'all.
So anyhow, let's see what he thinks of the brace.
Well, you know, that wasn't just the greatest showing in the world or anything. Obviously, I have done better with it than that today. But, I have to say, before it had the Shockwave brace on it, I couldn't do anything with it. I wasn't any good at the whole, which, by the way, just a second. I wasn't any good at the whole push the gun out against the sling. It wasn't any good for me, so I do feel like it's a really massive improvement over the way it was originally.
So anyhow, we're going to move on up a little bit closer, more into the range that a weapon like that would actually be designed for, and be back in just a moment. There, guys, going to be back, run up a little bit close quarters. I'm just going to do up drills here real quick. We've got target number 1 is on the left, target number 2 is to your far right, and target 3 is farther up there. So Kickstand will just be giving me a, a 1, 2, or 3, and I'll be coming up on target and getting off 2 shots as quick as I can. So just give you an idea how quick and maneuverable the gun is.
2. 1. 2. 3. 1.
Yep, out of juice. And now I'll just run the same thing for him. Gotta say, a gun this compact for something like that, it is so much easier because you have less weight way out in front of you. And when you come up, you don't have all that weight trying to carry on through and keep moving up, or when you move side to side, you don't have that weight that you need to start moving and then stop moving. So that's so far about this gun configured like it is right now with the brace. That's my favorite part about it. It's just very easy to move side to side and up and down without having so much over travel to compensate for. But anyhow, we'll let Kickstand run it real quick here. I don't know if the brace is adjusted for you. I don't think I changed it.
Yeah, it is adjusted for me.
Okay.
You never changed it for you.
Yeah. Which, by the way, guys, that last run that he shot, he found out that the sight was...
Yeah, there's a night sight and a regular sight.
And he had it halfway between.
It was like there, so that's part of the reason I sucked so bad.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
The other part was he was just excited to have my cack on his face.
That too.
But anyhow, you hot? Am now?
Yep.
Alrighty. 3. 1. 2. 1. 1. 3. Think you're out.
Yep.
That's alright. Alrighty. So how do you feel about it up close like that? That was pretty decent.
It's sweet. Up close like that, I would say that I'm actually about as fast with this as I am with my AK that I've shot, thousands of rounds through and stuff. Stretch it out a little bit further. 16-inch barrel, longer sight radius. Regular AK is easier. But for what this is intended for, It is really super effective. I like it.
Yeah, and you've also only run about 50 rounds through it, or maybe 100 rounds through it like it is.
Yeah,
so
not very much at all.
pretty awesome. But anyhow, guys, that's the update. There will be more with this gun later on, if the camera would focus. And I'll be doing other stuff with it. Keep closing that gap. And anyhow, guys, comment, subscribe, and keep up with us. And again, if you're using something like a pistol brace, keep up on your laws, because those laws change overnight. So don't just assume that because when you bought it, it was okay to put that brace on your shoulder, that it's gonna be okay forever. But anyhow, I think that's it, guys. You think of anything else to say?
Not really.
Alrighty. Thanks, guys. It was good guys gear.